Hello everybody, and welcome to Not Your Professor, your one-stop shop for everything from mitosis to MDMA. We explain science in a way that makes it stick, factual, concise, and explicit. We post weekly videos tailored to a variety of different scientific topics to help students learn and retain information in a way professors simply cannot. Bring your smelling salts, join the wave, and subscribe. One of the biggest topics you'll see in your MCAT prep and biochemistry courses is amino acids. Why is it important, you may ask? Probably because some old heads in suits 50 years ago had a personal vendetta against some aspiring medical students and decided to make it that much harder on them. Nevertheless, we are not here to make the decisions of the scientific community, so let's get started. The best place to start is the structure of amino acid. Every single goddamn amino acid has two functional groups, an amino group and a carboxyl group, as well as a hydrogen atom, all bound at a central alpha carbon. That's not to say that all amino acids have to have the amino group and a carboxyl group bound to the same carbon. That'd be real goddamn convenient. But the AAMC and most biochem courses will only focus on the 20 alpha amino acids encoded by the human genetic code. Unfortunately, structure-wise, that is about all the similarity you will see, because things start to go to shit from there. Side chains make everything harder and harder, so buckle up. Now, I'm going to just say this to start. Stereochemistry sucks. This shit's constantly putting my brain in an absolute pretzel. It's like a grandparent trying to listen to Little Uzi Vert. Luckily, it is not too complicated for amino acids. The alpha carbon in 19 of the 20 amino acids is chiral. That means there's 4 different groups attached for you simpletons out there. The exception being glycine, or sweet prince glycine. Glycine said, fuck that talk, I'm going to have a hydrogen as my side chain. And for what? That, we thank him. The amino group is drawn on the left of the Fisher projection, making all amino acids L-amino acids. Because scientists are inherently stubborn, and there needs to be at least 5 ways to classify everything ever thought of, in the Cal-Ingold prelog system, chiral amino acids have an S absolute configuration. Easy, right? Nope, there's an exception. Trust no amino acid, except glycine, he's one of the good guys. The exception is cysteine, which, while it is an L-amino acid, has an R absolute configuration, as their side chain has priority over their carboxyl group. Now that we've discussed the basic bullshit, it's time to get down and dirty. Now this is the stuff that makes students buy a van and drive to New Mexico to find themselves, so bear with me. The easiest way to break it down is into groups, so we'll start with the nonpolar, non-aromatic grouping. Why, you might ask? Because it's the largest group, and I get to make the rules, okay? Now these bad boys have no planar rings, making them non-aromatic and have equal electronegativity throughout. Now, if you have an evil professor who makes you draw them out, these will be your best friend. These amino acids include alanine, valene, leucine, isoleucine, methionine, proline, and glycine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, these names are a goddamn mouthful. There must be an easier way to denote what amino acid you're referring to. Well, lucky for you, there is. 3-letter abbreviations are used so the name does not have to be written each and every time. Easy, right? Well, cue Bill Mays. But wait, there's more. There's also a single letter designation for each and every amino acid that you will also need to know. Now, I know what you're thinking. Whose ass do I have to kiss to get scientists to agree on something? And under normal circumstances, I'd agree with you. However, this was created by Margaret Oakley Dayhoff, one of the founders of bioinformatics, who shortened the abbreviation to reduce the data size when sequencing proteins. While we can disagree with needing to know both ways of writing them, on this channel, we respect people making science easier for themselves, and no, you don't need to know that, but fuck off, it's a cool fact. The first amino acid we will be discussing is alanine. Fairly straightforward structure, just a methyl group side chain, fuck yes, easy abbreviation, ALA, oh yeah baby, and easy single letter designation, A, I want to take you out for dinner and show you a good time. Now, alanine is a certified bad bitch, but don't get the idea that this shit is easy based on this bad bitch right here. Alanine looks like a sports car, but so does a Toyota Camry in a used car lot. Oh, and by the way, there are 4 amino acids that start with A, so shit starts to go south real quick. Next up is valene. Similar to alanine, it contains an alkyl group with 2 methyl groups connected to a beta carbon. Abbreviation VAL and single letter designation V. Another absolute beauty. She might not get the second date like alanine, but she could get the 3 a.m. call on a Saturday night for sure. 2 down, 18 to go. Now, leucine and isoleucine remind me of twins you went to high school with. Hard to distinguish and forgettable. Uh, the leucine brother. Hold on. John!
Yeah.
Did you make this leucine brother slide? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
I just wanted to tell you, man, great job. They are going to love this one, all right?
Thanks, I appreciate
All right,
it.
you have a good rest of your night, man.
Alright.
God, I fucking hate John. Anyway, there's probably a reason they have similar names, but it's unlikely you'll need to know, and even more unlikely that I'm going to open up another tab to Google it. These are the last two that have only alkyl side chains. It was fun while it lasted, and only differ due to position of a methyl group on their side chain. Leucine has an abbreviation of LEU and single letter designation of L, while isoleucine has an abbreviation of ILU and single letter designation of I. Things start to get a little bit wild, so let's relax, take a load off, and get to everybody's favorite, glycine. Side chain? Fuck it. Throw a hydrogen on it. It's 515, half off margs runs from 5 to 6, and I got 1174 left in my bank account. Glycine is that person you start talking to after your first long-term relationship. Absolutely unforgettable. The abbreviation is GLY, and single letter designation is G. We could all use more glycine in our life. Oh, and by the way, it's the only achiral amino acid. Suck it, professors. Try to make that a bonus question. Methionine is where things start to go off the rails a little bit. Lucky for you, this one eases us into it. Its side chain includes a sulfur atom, but the methyl group attached to it doesn't make it polar. It's different, but not inconceivable. It's the guy at the party who drinks kombucha and is talking about how birds aren't real. Not threatening, just a little out there. Might want to avoid being in a room alone with him, however. Its abbreviation is MET, and its single letter designation is M. Proline. A lot of people would look at your structure and think that this one is just absolutely brutal. And honestly, yeah, you're kind of right. It's definitely that obnoxious friend in the group. It creates a ring structure, but it's not aromatic and just makes this one all the more confusing. The side chain makes a ring with the amino group, which makes it look like a beast of an amino acid. If you're trying to get really elementary about it, yeah, it does kind of look like a P. That's about the only way you're going to really get confused when you see other amino acids that start with a P, however. The abbreviation is PRO, and the single letter designation is P. The next group of amino acids is the group with the aromatic side chains, and I'll be honest with you. Two of these are relatively easy, phenylalanine and tyrosine. Then comes tryptophan. That stupid thing your aunt tries to mention every Thanksgiving because she heard Ellen make a joke about it 3 years ago. Fuck off, Ellen. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Aunt Karen. We know that weight loss wasn't from diet and exercise. Regardless of your opinions about Ellen, you're here to learn about science, not shitty jokes. And no, I'm not taking any comments on that. Phenylalanine and tyrosine are excruciatingly similar. So similar that it's kind of a fuck you from scientists not to be named something similar. We need a running count of scientists making more things difficult than they need to be. I think we're currently at 4, and we're not going to stop the count there. The phenylalanine side chain is just a benzene ring. Well, shit. I might just think that we'll be able to find a spot for you in the top 5 amino acids, phenylalanine. This is one of the aromatic amino acids that just makes you feel good about yourself when you're cramming the night before an exam. Then you see tryptophan and it all goes to shit. But before we get there, we need to mention tyrosine. It's basically the same thing as phenylalanine, just throw in an alcohol group and voila, you got yourself a tyrosine. The big difference, and yes, you will most likely need to know this shit, is that the OH group on tyrosine makes it polar, which will be important later on. Boom, cliffhanger. Now you have to come back next week, idiots. Phenylalanine has an abbreviation of PHE and single letter designation of F. Love that one. No P left? Well, fuck it. Sounds like an F. Let's send it. Tyrosine has an abbreviation of TYR and a single letter designation of Y. Yuck. I get that it's the second letter, but I feel like I just ate a freezer-burned Pop-Tart every time I say it. Now, before we get started on this amino acid, I just want to say tryptophan is bullshit. Its side chain is 2 rings, big oof, contains a nitrogen atom. This lad is an absolute unit, and I pray for you if you have to draw it. Thankfully, it'd be easy to pick out of a police lineup for petty larceny, but here's the kicker. Its abbreviation is TRP, and its single letter designation is W. Now, when I first saw this, I just lost my shit. W? Really fucking W? The fuck does that mean? Wumbo? Jeez, man. We need to take a lot of shit as students in the sciences, but this just crosses the line. I don't know if we can ever forgive her, but time can heal a broken heart, so we'll try our best. The next group includes the polar, non-aromatic side chains, and we are officially halfway there. Everybody, give yourself a pat on the ass and then kiss it goodbye, because trust me, we got plenty of work to do. Serine and threonine are worth talking about at the same time because of how similar they actually are, only distinguishable by a single methyl group. I guess threonine's name is longer than serine, so that's a big brain way to remember the difference. They both have an OH group, making them polar bears. God, John, did you make the polar bear slide?
Yeah, I did.
You're doing great, man. Just keep it up. Just keep it up.
Thanks, brother.
God, this is the last time he's writing for me, I swear. Now, serine is dumb easy to remember, with an abbreviation of SER and a single letter designation of S. Threonine is equally easy, just don't fuck it up with tyrosine and tryptophan with the abbreviation of THR and a single letter designation of T. Asparagineglutamine are another two eerily similar amino acids. Bless up for doing something for us biochemists. They are polar, and their side chains are amides. For my chemically challenged friends, that is an oxygen atom double bound to a carbon, bound to a nitrogen atom. That is also why there is an INE at the end of each amino acid. And there better be some fucking light bulbs going off in some of your heads, because that is just about as easy as a shortcut as you're going to get. Asparagine has the abbreviation of ASN and the single letter designation of N. Glutamine has the abbreviation of GLN and the single letter designation of Q. Yeah, fucking Q. So this one's going to take a little bit of memorizing. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, Q, really, that's just fucking ridiculous. So read it over 5 times and make all the mental notes you need, baby, but you got to figure it out yourself. Now, cysteine is a special little amino acid, and by special, I mean confusing as hell. The only difference between methionine and cysteine is that cysteine has a thiol group. Again, for my chemically challenged friends, that is a sulfur-hydrogen group. This bond is weaker than the OH bound to the carboxyl group, making it polar. Duh. It'll take some practice to distinguish the two, but I have all the faith in you that you can. sorry. I can't say that with a straight face. Just figure it out. The abbreviation is CYS, and the single letter designation is C. The next group are the negatively charged side chains. These are obviously acidic, meaning they can lose a hydrogen atom and take on a negative charge at physiological pH, which is 7.4. I would bet $1 some of your professors are going to be pricks and try to trick you, because his wife is making him sleep on the couch on the back end of a shitty divorce, and he's going to use pH change to ask a question about what amino acid is present. But we'll get to that, so take a deep breath and don't worry about it right now. The two amino acids in their protonated state, come on people, that just means there's no charge, are aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Kinda sounds like glutamine and asparagine, right? Well, don't drop out yet, genius. Even Stevie Wonder could see that. This just means a carboxyl group is present rather than an amide. When they are deprotonated, they are aspartate and glutamate, not respectively. Glutamic acid has an abbreviation of GLU and a single letter designation of E, and aspartic acid has an abbreviation of ASP and a single letter designation of D. Not easy, but not impossible. You can figure it out with some hard work and some 3 a.m. cramming, I am sure. Holy shit. We are almost there. We're on to the final 3, and what a ride it's been. Let's power through these and get you back to the regularly scheduled program, probably beaten off by yourself in your dorm room. The final 3 amino acids contain positively charged nitrogens, thus their side chains are basic. It gets a little hairy, but the most important thing is to recognize that they are basic, if nothing else. Arginine is the first one, and it is a doozy. It contains 3 whole-ass nitrogens. Lucky for me, comedy comes in 3s. I really thought I'd have something better for that. Nonetheless, the positive charge is delocalized across all 3 nitrogens, which, yes, for you smarties that are going on to grad school, will be important in the future. But for now, I digress. Arginine's abbreviation is ARG, and the single letter designation is R. Get it? It sounds like arginine, but it's really AR. Didn't really have to dig deep for that one, but you know what? Fuck it. It's easy enough. Next up is leucine. This one is a peach hun. For sure the most straightforward of the positively charged amino acids. Just a simple 4-carbon chain with an amino group slapped at the end of it. Like a game of pin the tail on the donkey. Speaking of, no one actually plays that game, right? Seems like something you would see in a cult. Sounds like something fucked up to do for a children's party. What? Who took the tail off a donkey to start with? There had to have been some guy that was blacked out on absinthe in the 1800s who said, "Hold my pint," right? Is it really worth trying to get the tail back on the donkey? Anyways, I'm rambling. Its abbreviation is LYS and its single letter designation is K. fucking leucine, taking all the good letters, right? Do whatever you want to memorize that one, because I don't get paid enough to figure that out at all. Finally, the last amino acid, that you need to know at least, is histidine. Granted, it hasn't been a fun ride, but let's get it straight. I hate talking to myself, so let's just get through this one. Now, histidine definitely has a botched facelift at some point, because it looks like shit. It has a ring, but it's not aromatic, because that would just be too damn easy. Yes, it looks like a house for you simpletons out there, but I wasn't going to fucking say it. It's complicated, does a lot of shit, we're focusing on structure and saving that for a different day. Its abbreviation is HIS, and its single letter designation is H. Alright, everybody, take a deep breath because it's over. Yeah, you can put the knife down, it's going to be alright, I think. Now, do I have faith in you? I don't know. I don't know you at all. What the fuck? You have the information, courtesy of yours truly, so figure it out, crack open a cold one, whether it's in despair or in celebration. As always, feel free to roast me in the comments for my mispronunciations, or even just the way my voice sounds. I live for the heat.